Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome to episode 7 of 26 Snippets. Real quick, do some housekeeping about last episode. It was March 15th. I negated to say that. Just like I almost negated to say that today is March 16th, episode 7. Also, about episode 6. As you may have seen, I got a tad bit emotional. But me and cry, man. And like, you know what I'm saying? When stuff matters to you, you're supposed to show emotion. So I take no shame in that. I would cry again right now if I felt like it. But anyway, let's get right to it, baby. I don't know which way I want to go. Let's go this way. Yeah. Oh. Well, 135. 135 it is. Page 135. All right. It's gonna be a weird page. Anyway, location: Los Angeles, California. Date: April 23rd, 2016. Happy birthday, Lydia! That's my sister. She's undoubtedly. I shouldn't have said that because I actually wrote it. She's undoubtedly my favorite sister. We have such a funny bond. We text and talk almost every day about funny things we remember from a movie or TV show we've seen. Some days she'll share with me how she's constipated or ask me weird scenarios like if I've ever been in a bathroom stall at work and have a person come in and be repulsed by the smell so you have to pull your feet back quickly, hoping your coworker doesn't notice your shoes and call you out for what you've just done. What I realized was that all these scenarios she's asked were all first person accounts. Don't tell her I told you all that. Love you, butthead. As I mentioned earlier, I've been piecing together the rest of this book by going through social media posts to know what I did around the time I was in LA. I'm up to the point when I went to Skid Row. I'm up to the point where I went to Skid Row for the first time on April 30th, 2010. I mentioned what that night was like. It was like 120 pages ago. You can flip back and refresh your mind if you want to. I'll wait. See it? Great. What I want to know is how many of you have been to Skid Row? Are you all aware that in a major city within the United States that there are hundreds of people living and sleeping on the streets on a daily basis? And it's been occurring for well over 20 years. How did these people get there? Why is this okay? It still angers me to this day. What angers me most is that I passed through that area the other day and they still exist. They built new buildings and lofts all around, so that much has changed. My friend told me that they're slowly building out that area to improve the property value. So, since people living on the street brings down the property value, let's build condos and lofts to bring money to the area. Genius. That sounds very practical, I must admit, but what about these people on the streets? What has been built for them? I feel the same way about Skid Row that I feel about women becoming strippers or prostitutes. It shouldn't even be an option. There are always better ways to be effective in society. These things shouldn't be in place or even be an option for people to do. No knock against strippers or prostitutes, but it's always... Hold on. I went the wrong way. But it's always troubling that we're part of a society where money is enough to make people expose themselves strictly for sexual purposes. That isn't right. I think it's a horrible facet of society. I cringe at the thought of having a daughter in this world when the sex sales mantra is so prevalent. That's another story from another book. I will say this. Women should be respected and highly regarded. Women should not feel they have to lower their self-worth to get ahead in the world. That's not a bad notion, right? Aside from that, I feel we need to put more effort and emphasis into correcting the poverty level in society. I'm not one of those people who feel like you should give people handouts, but you should offer help to those who will take the help and do something with it. Let's be honest. Some of the people who are homeless are a lost cause. Sorry. But there are people who are only homeless due in part to circumstances out of their control, i.e. lost employment, loss of property, and for not having a support system. On 2 occasions I've been here in LA, I've tried to give shoes to a couple of guys I saw walking barefooted. They both declined. In their mind, they're far removed from normal ideals of comfort. If you go so long without something, you forget what it's like to have it. There have been times when I offered people money and they've declined. Not sure if they declined out of pride or just didn't need the use of money. When I was living on the street, I came across several people of sound mind and body who were homeless. I remember this one kid on Hollywood Boulevard who was holding a sign saying he just needed money to get back home. Not sure if that was a ploy, but he definitely looked as if he'd be living on this. He'd been living on the streets for a while. Yeah. The term homeless is so relative. To me, homeless just means you don't own a place to live. That's the most technical and lyrical definition of it to me. When I tell people I'm homeless, that's assuming I'm broke, dusty, sleep in a cardboard box, and dig in the trash. This is one form of the characteristics associated with being homeless, but it's not all of them. Why is digging in the trash even an option? In college, I worked at McDowell's. I would close most nights, and every single night we would count waste. Waste was food that was fell on the floor, as well as things not edible, but the bulk of it was just leftover food they didn't sell. One night I asked the manager, why can't we just take this food that we're literally throwing in the trash and give it to homeless people? She explained to me that there's some sort of liability that would come with that. For that fact, the company wouldn't be willing to risk it. Like, okay, let's not feed hungry people just in case one of them gets sick from it and therefore tries to sue. Got it. That was just one store. Think about it on a national scale of how much food gets tossed in the trash daily. If you were to ask me how the world works, then I have zero input to offer. One thing I will say that I've noticed around the world is that it's selfish. Living on the street made me more self-aware and mindful of others. It's hard to walk past a homeless person and not give them money. Oh, so now we're getting to the meat of it, baby. All right. So as I was saying, alluded to previous episodes, the book is centered around a certain aspect of my life. When I was 26, I decided to take a journey and spend 26 days living on a street in Los Angeles, California. I had never been there, so as I alluded to earlier, I kept a vlog for those 26 days, and I guess it all coming to you. They got like 26 days, 26 dreams, 26 snippets. It's a theme going there. So yeah, so that part was me talking about that's from 2016. It's like an entry I wrote, just remembering the time I was living on the street in 2010, and just how my mind changed in totality. We'll get more into how I found my dream and purpose in life later on. Well, maybe when I'll be flipping through. But yeah, being homeless is like the lowest, not the lowest, but it's like the bottom, so to speak. So I want to do something that's going to take me out of my comfort zone and really help push me toward finding my dream and purpose. So that's why I did the 26 days. As we go along, we'll read more about that and what it all entailed. Make sure I didn't say anything. But yeah, the entry was about Skid Row. Skid Row is a thing. If you've never been to Skid Row, you should go, or just Google pictures of Skid Row, and it's crazy. It's even like people live on the street like in tents. It's absurd, and like in a major city, I never get that, and it angers me talking about it, as I stated. So that'll be so that's what that entry is about, and obviously tell my sister happy birthday. But what I learned while I was homeless, living on the street, is that people are people, no matter what. And I think like society loses sight of that. That's why if you look at a person, you judge them instantly about what they have and what they don't have. But I had enough. I was living on the street, but I was a person. I was a regular person. But I didn't get viewed at that after that. Even people who knew me before it, they stopped looking at me like a regular person because I was living on the street, because I wasn't going to work every day, because I didn't have material. I gave away all materialistic stuff. So it just, changed my mind about the world. So I touched on it a little bit, like my outlook on the world changed. So, and that helped me realize my dreams and it pushed me towards my dreams. And my dreams came true after that, and we'll get into how and why those dreams came true. But I don't want to keep you long. So as always, fuck bitches, get money.
Yeah.
God bless, and
Donald Trump in office, nigga.
I'm trying to press stop, but I didn't press stop. Now I'll press it. Live your dreams.
Jupiter, Super galactic powers, money showers. Sipping sodas with a dirty dancer. Smoking ganja through the skyscraper. Walking on the waters, jumping out the windows like I'm out to Splinter. When I pull up on you, I'm a super trapper. Trapping Power Ranger, I be rapping. Niggas get the clapping. Niggas damage all your records like computer hackers. Got galactic shooters, automatic rulers. Longest Freddy Cougar, sharper than Medusa. Call me Ferris Bueller. And my diamonds cooler, coolest new Adidas. Wetter than the thunder with the dim beneath. Talking money showers. Pushing money, I went on the power. Robbers and houses and twin towers. Money scammers in the Instagrammers. All the Snapchatters need 100 cameras. Greedy Grove, I'm a hustler. Greedy Grove, I'm a smuggler. All my gorillas and killers. They split your banana, my killers. A damager, dressing designer. I'm calling tarantula in this transformer. I'm packing that llama. Osama, Obama, that chopper for haters with Dodger like Thomas. Don't play with